Scarlett Johansson has enjoyed a few Hollywood romances, but she's kept tight-lipped about most of them, until now. The Black Widow star, 38, made a rare comment on her brief marriage to Ryan Reynolds, 46, during her guest appearance on Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop podcast on Tuesday, April 18. After Gwyneth brought up Scarlett's 3 marriages and then gushed about Ryan, saying, "We love a good Ryan Reynolds in our house," Scarlett co-signed the comment, adding, "He's a good guy." Back in the early 2000s, after she broke it off with Josh Harnett, Scarlett went on to date the Deadpool star. As they still are today, both Hollywood heavyweights were incredibly private about their relationship. Despite getting engaged in May 2008 and marrying 3 months later on September 28 of that year, little is known about how they met. The pair tied the knot in a secret ceremony in Tofino on Vancouver Island in Ryan's native British Columbia. The pair split less than 3 years later in December 2010, before divorcing in July 2011. Scarlett would go on to date Sean Penn next, marry and divorce French journalist Romain Doriac, with whom she welcomed daughter Rose Dorothy Doriac, and finally strike up a romance with Saturday Night Live comedian Colin Jost. Scarlett's rep confirmed in May 2019 that she was engaged to the funny man. Like many couples in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic led the two to have a quiet and private wedding ceremony over the weekend of October 24. They then welcomed son Cosmo in August 2021. On Tuesday, Gwyneth asked Scarlett what she had learned from her previous romances before landing on Colin. "I knew Colin for a long time, but only kind of through work. And when we first started seeing I would never have probably been ready for a relationship like the one that I have with Colin at different times in my life because I wasn't comfortable with setting my own boundaries, and I didn't know what I wanted or needed from somebody else." She continued, "I think one of the things that I realized is that there are certain fundamental things in your own personality that you need me, anyway, that I needed to share with the other person. I think identifying those things was a game changer for me. That's why it worked with Colin and I at that time. Because I was finally able to step back and actually respect myself enough to know what those fundamental things were and be okay with it, you know," Scarlett concluded. That was a life lesson. Ryan, meanwhile, went on to marry Blake Lively in 2012. The couple share 4 children.